Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
It's no surprise that Bryce Sharing is wearing a ring with family roots. However, when her boyfriend popped the question earlier this month, it was still a shock.
He's been pretending to propose to me, kind of just I guess his own strategy to kind of get me off any kind of idea that it's going to be coming up. And so when he was doing it, I didn't really believe it until he was down on one knee, pulls out the ring, and there's tears in his eyes, and he had asked me to marry him. And
Bryce soon realized the engagement ring had been handcrafted by her father, who has been a goldsmith for decades in Yorkton.
We made these little gold bands during COVID because there wasn't much going on, and he kind of taught us how to make the rings. So we kind of shared that moment there where we got to work with the gold and got to see how he did everything.
yeah.
And then when I asked for his permission to marry Bryce, it's obvious that I was going to use him to help me make the ring and make it super special.
I've been doing this for 40 years, but this one here has got me.
The ring is made out of pure Canadian gold and Canadian diamonds, sourced directly from the Acadie mine in the Northwest Territories. Her dad, who is also named Bryce, says he had to hide the surprise from Bryce's mother, who works with him, all to capture the special moment on film.
Get some photography because I know my daughter is going to love it. She's going to want to have these little pictures of Dad doing this and, that sort of thing. So I made a video.
They posted the video online, and the story really took off.
And it was really cool that we made a video and it went viral, because to me, it's just that's just what my dad does. But to other people, they thought it was so cool, wholesome and whatnot, which it is. It's a very special thing to me. But yeah, I've always kind of known my dad was going to be a part of the process, which is special.
A strong start for this couple, who can't wait to start planning for the future. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Yorkton.
I think we just found one deceased person inside a house.
That's the 911 call alerting New Mexico authorities of the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, along with their dog at their home in Santa Fe County. Police saying the couple had been dead for some time and Hackman may have died from a fall.
It's not normal to find two people deceased in a residence. That's concerning.
Police found the bodies Wednesday.
There was no obvious sign or indication of a foul play. There was no immediate sign of foul play. Haven't ruled that out yet.
Hackman played Superman's arch nemesis Lex Luthor in Superman 1 and 3 with parts filmed in Blackie and High River. Hackman portrayed Little Bill Daggett in Clint Eastwood's 1992 film Unforgiven. Dean Goodine was a prop master on that set. He recalls their first conversation.
Gene looked at Clint and said, really having trouble figuring this character out and how to play it. And at the time, LA was going through a really tumultuous time with the Rodney King riots. And all Clint said to Gene was, I see you like Daryl Gates. And at the time, Daryl Gates was the chief of police for the Los Angeles Police Department. And Gene looked at him and said, I get it. That was all they said.
Hackman won an Oscar in 1993 for his role in Unforgiven. Goodine remembers the humility Hackman had for the entire production.
You look up and here comes Gene with his Oscar. And he came over and he put it on the table in front of us and he said, I just want to thank you for helping me win this. And I thought, was amazing.
John Scott, who lives in Longview, was Hackman's stunt double for several films shot here, including Superman, Unforgiven, and Prime Cut.
They saw me and him together, and they made me into a photo double for him. Then I became a stunt double for about 3 years after that. Just a wonderful man, a very fantastic actor.
Hackman is pictured here on the set of Unforgiven. It sits on the wall of the local film union in Calgary. One Damien Petty says is looked at fondly for many within the industry.
He had a quiet presence on set, but was very professional and deeply respected by our members who worked with him.
Hackman was 95. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
This trio of medical researchers is hyper-focused on an area of study most of us would flush away: poop. Together, they have launched the world's first overview of poop pills, designed to extend the lives of advanced pancreatic cancer patients. The team is searching for healthy poop donors who can offer hope to patients currently facing a 5-year survival rate of less than 10%.
So the possibility that this new approach which has been very helpful in some other forms of cancer, particularly melanoma and lung cancer, could be extended to people suffering with pancreatic cancer is very exciting.
The 2-year phase 1 fecal transplant study will see patients consume a large quantity of tasteless and odorless pills in one sitting. It's hoped the microbes inside each capsule will offer cancer patients a better chance to fight their tumors during chemotherapy.
We also know from earlier science studies that there are bugs that live in the tumor itself, and there's some evidence that says changing the gut bugs will actually change the tumor bugs. So if we can change those tumor bugs, we think that we can make the chemotherapy work better.
Already, poop pills have improved the lives of those battling other types of diseases and cancers. But you might be surprised to learn that the best type of human poop is in short supply. Only 1 in 43 samples passes the quality test. Those who do are coveted by the team.
When you are, you really have like golden poop, and you can really save lives.
And in the case of pancreatic cancer treatment, it's possible your poop's power will be fast-tracked.
In some cancers, the patients are doing really, really well. The survival is like 10 years. So when you add a treatment, technically you have to wait 10 years to see what happens. But with pancreatic cancer, with median survival of 8 months, so you'll see something, you know something faster than you expect from other cancers.
Contact information to become a fecal transplant donor is on our website and app now. In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Iconic sneakers meet art at the Battersea Museum in one of their eye-catching exhibits.
So this exhibition specifically is asking, why are artists that you see in museums now doing so many sneaker collabs? And the question I'm posing is, are sneaker collabs replacing artists' prints?
The artwear exhibit explores the merging worlds of sneaker culture and art, asking the question, can the sneakers we wear every day be considered a canvas?
I think that it really is art. I mean, one of the rules, though, that I had for this exhibition was that every single piece in here had to be wearable.
Each pair on display are shoes that have been carefully curated by famous artists from around the world.
I think there's a lot of reasons why we're interested in this, but I think that binary of high art and low art is being challenged through collaborations like this.
And for the shoe lovers out there, artwear is an opportunity to lace up and learn about the kicks we know and love.
There's more than you think. It's interesting to find out, like, from the origin of shoes all the way up to what we wear today.
I think that it's interesting to think of sneakers as a canvas, because first of all, it's not really a blank canvas, right? If you choose to work on a Converse All-Star, it's saying one thing. If you choose to work on an Air Jordan 1, it's saying another thing.
Free to the public on Sundays, it's the perfect place to pop in to peep the fancy footwear. And heading into the spring, the Battersea Museum is celebrating 30 years with a new exhibit with an ode to the cowboy boot opening in early May. Jessica Smith, CTV News, Toronto.
The Queen of Country coming back to the capital.
Let's go, girls.
2 years after she performed at LeBreton Flats, Shania Twain announced as one of the headliners of Ottawa Blues Fest this summer.
Shania was the biggest sellout we've ever had in the history of the festival in 23, so bringing her back.
Joining Shania, rising country star Lainey Wilson, who will close out the first night of the festival on July 10th. Those two putting women in the spotlight. According to Book More Women, over 75% of performers at the festival last year were men.
We're always striving for gender, parity if we can, and sometimes we can achieve it. Sometimes the headliners, Green Day we want to get. How do we counter that with, a great female band? Well, the Linda Lindas is an all-female rock band from LA, so they're opening for Green Day.
Rock lovers have lots to cheer about, from Green Day and Papa Roach to Def Leppard. There will be plenty of nostalgia in the dog days of summer. Also making his return to the city, Hozier. The Irish singer performed at City Folk in 2023. Mike Roy owns Legend Records in the Wellington West Village. If his inventory is any indication, it's going to be another popular few days.
They're all artists that we're sold out of right now, and we'll have back in stock hopefully in the next few weeks. This is a lot of big names this year, so I don't know who I'm going to go see, but maybe I'll be there for one night.
Despite some criticism online, people we spoke to excited.
Big on Hozier. Yeah. Shania Twain too. That should be a fun time. Yeah.
Will you get a full pass, or what do you think?
I'll get a full pass. This is a lot better than last year.
I would go see Hozier.
Yeah?
That sounds really cool.
A big one?
Shania Twain.
A one-day pre-sale for a full festival pass is on tomorrow for $300. Single-day tickets go on sale Thursday.
You can only set a C ball, then do that. But we're trying to set 2 or 4.
Ken Bentley has been the head coach of the University of Manitoba Bison's women's volleyball team for 39 years. This season, though, is special.
This was the one thing they really committed to, kind of a level of excellence, and both of them got to play on national team programs and incredibly accomplished academically. I'm so proud of them.
He's talking about his daughter, Katrina Bentley, and stepdaughter, Julia Arnold, both members of the team, both graduating this year.
It's really just the perfect end. I couldn't really ask for any more.
The perfect ending would be capturing the U Sports National Championship together on home court. This March, the U of M is hosting the tournament. Katrina and Julia remember watching Ken win his last championship 11 years ago.
Even that was emotional as a 13-year-old kid, watching my dad and just being so proud of him for everything he puts into his job. So to do it together would be unreal.
Their corner.
Well, there's been highs and lows over the years.
98% of this has been amazing. Obviously, there's the 2% out there where we've batted heads a little bit.
The three say they can handle the pressure.
We've come to such a good place with our relationship, all three of us, that you don't even notice it anymore. We're here to do a thing, and then we can be separate people outside of volleyball.
Next year, the team will be different, but Ken isn't going anywhere.
Next year is next year, I've got a long time before I show up in September and they're not part of the team.
He says he's excited for everyone's next chapter and his 40th season as a Bison. Michelle Gerwing, CTV News, Winnipeg.
She died on Valentine's Day because she loves so many people.
A caring, dedicated, loving volunteer. That's how friends of Madeline Haller remember her today.
I feel very blessed to have had her in my life.
Haller passed away in Kitchener on February 14th, but her legacy at St. Mary's General Hospital is still strong.
A remarkable woman. She had a vision for this place, and she is greatly missed.
Haller decided to start volunteering at St. Mary's around 1969 and remained there for over 40 years.
She just absolutely loved it and thrived on it, and the friendships that she made.
Her volunteer work centered around the gift shop, which sells items to raise money for the hospital and was named after her following renovations on the building.
In the past, it was just a little piece of the hospital, and then they built the addition in 2003. And so she was kind of the creator of what you see here today.
Haller always tried to have unique items on sale while also lending an ear to anyone in need.
I always popped into the gift shop. It was a great place to kind of clear your head, not think about what was going on with your patients. And Madeline was always very friendly and enjoyed talking to us.
Christmas was wonderful. She always did this beautiful tree, and of course we would have gone shopping for all of that beforehand and picked it all. She was very, very determined and a very driven kind of person.
Born in Kitchener, Haller was also a member of the St. Francis Parish and the Catholic Women's League, always working to support her community.
She was dedicated to this work, to St. Mary's Hospital, to the work of the Sisters of St. Joseph, and she gave her time, talents, and treasure.
A loving wife, a mother to 4 children, a grandmother of 4, and a great-grandmother of 5. Haller eventually stepped back from her role at the hospital, but before passing, she spoke about her time volunteering in a video for the hospital's 100th anniversary.
The one thing about working at St. Mary's, it feels like home. Of course, it's close to home, but no, it's the people that you work with that turned out to be quite nicely wonderful friends.
Madeline Haller was 97. Colton Weens, CTV News, Kitchener.
Go absolutely crazy for Sarah Hoffman!
Sarah Hoffman took the stage at a comedy show held at Mackie Mackie Restaurant Wednesday night.
What a hype man. I wish you could just follow me around all day, especially in the legislature.
But this appearance isn't as Sarah, the MLA with 10 years experience. She's here as an amateur stand-up comic.
I am not here to try to convert people into having one political view or another, but I am here to talk to them about who I am. I think good comedians do that. They're a little bit vulnerable. They share a little bit about themselves.
She took a 10-week course through the Grindstone Theatre in the fall and has since performed more than 24 times at various comedy clubs in the city.
She's been amazing. I would say she's definitely one of the hardest working comics right now. She's on every show. She just did Yuck Yuck. So yeah, I'm glad to have her on the show tonight.
Hoffman's set, geared for an adult audience, touches on her life in politics, her father, and growing up in small-town Alberta.
I grew up in a really small town. How small was it? I am the most famous person to have ever come from Canuso, Alberta.
At first, some of her MLA colleagues were surprised by the new hobby.
Sarah is so funny, even when we're at ledge or when we're outside of the house just having conversations. She makes me laugh, so this is just awesome that she's doing this.
It was a side of Hoffman, who was once deputy premier, the audience enjoyed.
I thought, wow, this is going to be interesting, and she was really relatable. It made her just so much more human. I loved it.
Because it just shows that people in different positions are all just human beings at the end of the day, and everybody has a sense of humor. That's one way that we can all connect. So I thought it was good.
It's such a good release when you hear people laugh at something that you thought was funny and you nail the delivery.
For Hoffman, the current NDP Shadow Minister for Health, laughter really is the best medicine. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
It's a sea of pink here at Dunray Gardens Elementary School.
I would show up to school.
The last Wednesday of February marks Pink Shirt Day in Canada, which raises awareness of anti-bullying initiatives. And at today's assembly, the message was clear.
And you need to be kind, because if you're not, people can feel left out or alone, or just feel like people are being mean to them.
It's a message Samara O'Gorman works tirelessly to get out. She's the English Montreal School Board's ambassador for compassionate leadership, and she shares her own experiences about being bullied because of the way she dressed.
I was targeted in schools for the ways that I chose to express myself, which I share with the kids. I find that silly, you know? I feel like we should be treated the way we choose to treat our friends and our peers and our classmates.
The initiative started in Nova Scotia 18 years ago when two teenagers and their friends organized a protest. They wore pink in sympathy with a grade 9 boy who had been bullied for wearing a pink shirt. Now, according to the Pink Shirt Day website, 180 countries participate in the movement. Quebec data shows more than 10% of students 12 years and older were bullied.
It makes me feel sad for the people that are getting bullied, because I don't think nobody should be getting bullied.
This grade 5 student says it's important to speak out.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that I think they get bullied by other people, and I usually stand up for them if I'm there or if I see what happens.
It's a small effort that can make a big difference. And for this kindergartner, wearing a pink shirt simply means there's more love to spread.
We could show people how much we love each other.
A kind message teachers and parents hope will stick. Sweeta Rassi, CTV News.
Hi, I'm Taya. I'm a dancer and a model and actor. And I dance with Dance Connection since I was 18 months old. I started in the Mommy and Me class with my mom, and I just really liked it and stuff, and I kept going. You get to meet new people. It takes you like all kinds of places, and it's just like fun to like use your body and like move around and stuff.
Taya is a super hard worker in anything she does, and she has this drive to figure out the details of everything, which helps in school and in dance, and she'll go home from the studio and just really work on whatever they give her. Super driven kid, super hard worker, good teammate, good friend. So super proud of her, and I think getting selected for the World Cup team, to me, makes sense. I think she deserves it, same as the other amazing dancers. every year there's a Dance World Cup, and it's kind of like a mini Olympics. It's like dancers from all over the world. So she sent in videos of her dancing, and then we got the email that she was selected for the team, which is a huge honor for any dancer, but especially when you're like 9 years old.
I'm going to Spain with world performers. I'm doing World Cup practices right now. I have 5 dances, and then the rest of the time we'll just be exploring around Spain, and I'm really excited to explore and go outside of Canada. It's just like fun to like go to comps and be with your friends and just do what you love to do.
It is wonderful that Tepperman's is celebrating 100 years in business.
What started in 1925 with one man, a dream, and a few rugs has turned Tepperman's into a household name in home furnishings with locations across southwestern Ontario.
So many things had to go so right day after day after day after day for 100 years. In order for this to be possible.
The company's story began when Nate Tepperman, a Ukrainian immigrant, arrived in Windsor after the Russian Revolution and started selling rugs door to door. His first store opened on Ottawa Street in 1929. A century later, the company remains family-owned, with locations in Chatham, Sarnia, and London, along with more in Kitchener, Ancaster, and St. Catharines.
There were times where they didn't know if the business would continue past 30 days out. To be here at this point, it's remarkable.
Over the years, Tepperman's has earned numerous accolades.
I think that whole term, proudly Canadian, certainly resonates stronger today than it ever has in the past.
They've also invested over $1 million into children's education, including a unique Indigenous scholarship for postgraduate studies.
They walk the walk, they talk the talk, and they're good corporate citizens, but they're good community citizens.
A lot has changed around the world, but at the same time, a lot has not changed at Tepperman's.
To mark the occasion, Tepperman's has a 100 Years and More in-store campaign featuring a special anniversary catalog, customer appreciation promotions, and community engagement events.
What we do is not unique. The way we do it is, and that's the difference.
It's truly an honor to be a part of it. There is not too many things in life that can be celebrated for 100 years, let alone a career with a company that's been around for 100 years.
After a century in business, Tepperman's isn't slowing down. With a strong foundation and a focus on the future, they're looking ahead to the next 100 years.
Work hard, learn lots, and have a lot of luck. And have good people who work with you.
In Windsor, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
As Kelly Milite looks back on her son Osher's past, she fondly remembers how her 10-year-old would ask to buy vintage blazers and do stand-up comedy at birthday parties.
He's always been his own little dude.
But then Osher's mental health started unexpectedly suffering. None of the usual treatments seemed to help, although gardening with his mom always made him smile.
The daffodils that you see out front, he and I planted together that fall.
That was before the day Osher suffered that excruciating headache, lost control of the right side of his body, was rushed to hospital, and diagnosed with having a cancerous brain tumor.
We didn't know if he was going to make it. I thought that's what all I was going to have left. Were those daffodils?
Osher never saw the flowers bloom that spring. He was in the midst of treatments at multiple hospitals for more than 8 months. And although he was left unable to move his left side or answer simple yes or no questions.
What could you do? I could sing.
Let it be, let it be.
Although Osher couldn't recall his age, he could sing every lyric to every one of his favorite songs.
Love shack, baby.
The doctors urged Kelly to contact a certified music therapist.
Hello.
And Osher started working with Supriya Calathil-Crocker.
We know that music touches the brain instantly, quickly, and across the board.
After several months of working with Supriya, Osher's mental health is flourishing, his body's begun moving. And after the latest diagnosis from his doctor,
I got the news today.
is writing his first song.
I beat cancer, hooray.
when I focus on how far he's come, it's amazing. He's accomplished so much.
I'm getting stronger every day.
Although Osher is just beginning his healing journey, Kelly couldn't be more grateful. It includes caring professionals, a stop to appreciate their blooming flowers, and a soundtrack filled with hopeful hits.
And bring your jukebox money.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.
Love Shack, baby.